بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم. So today inshallah we will be moving on to another use of the harfun jar. So previously we mentioned in our previous examples or lessons that shibhul jumla comes within a jumla ismiya, within a jumla fa'liya, and within a phrase. It comes how many places? 3 places. In a jumla ismiya, a jumla fa'liya, and a phrase. In a jumla ismiya, it comes as a khabar muqaddam, or la li nafi jins is khabar. In jumla fa'liya, it has all of these slots, maf'ul bihi. All of the slots basically except mainly the hal and the fa'il. And in a phrase, it can come as a na', a badal, or a ma'tuf. What we're seeing here, if you recall, you go back to illa. What did we study regarding illa? That illa is a harful istisna, isn't it? But it doesn't matter how you use it, it's always harful istisna. But depending on if it has a negative particle before it or not, it sometimes doesn't show or doesn't give the meaning of istisna and exemption. Yes, does that make sense? So harfun jar, sometimes what can happen, it can be used to create emphasis and not as a harfun jar. Meaning it's a harfun jar always, that's its nature. But it isn't you don't translate it. All you do is you add more emphasis to the translation. Do you understand? So in this case, you call this harfu sila. So it is a harfun jar, but it's not used to give a meaning. It's used for what? Emphasis. Just like illa is always what? Harfu istisna, that's what it's made for. Yes? But did we discuss there that if it's not giving, it's not for exemption, but it's giving what? Emphasis. What do you call it? Adatu or harfu hasrin. Yes? So, similarly, it's always a harfun jar. But in certain cases, it doesn't give a harfun jar meaning. All it does is what? It creates emphasis. Do you understand? So, what is the harfu sila? A particle which creates emphasis and is not translated. Do you understand? That's what the harfu sila is. It is a harfun jar when it's not translated, but it is only used for emphasis. And this is 2 such verbs, 2 such particles. Ba and min. That's it. Only these 2 can come in such a scenario. For example, here, what do we have? Laysa Zaydun qa'iman. Now to create emphasis, all we have to do is add a ba harfun jar to the khabar. And it becomes Laysa Zaydun biqa'imin. And now this is more emphatic. Is it reflected in translation? Not necessarily. But it does have more emphasis. By having the harfun jar ba, it creates more emphasis. Laysa Zaydun biqa'imin. It also applies with ma. So for example, ma Zaydun qa'iman, what would that become? What would it become? Ma Zaydun biqa'imin. Just by bringing the ba harfun jar, what happens? It creates an emphasis in the sentence. You could probably underline it, emphasize a not. Zayd is not standing, Zayd is not sitting. Yes? You get it? Okay. And in tarkeeb, what do? It's like this at the harfu adatu istisna, at the harfu hasr. You just label it as harfu sila, and the structure is normal. Do you understand? So the harfun jar, it will make the word after it majroor, because what harfun jars do. But it would have no slot in tarkeeb. Do you understand? Okay, for example, لَيْسَ الْمَاءُ بِبَارِدٍ. What does this mean? Let's go through it quickly, it's very easy. لَيْسَ الْمَاءُ بِبَارِدٍ. The water is not cold. لَيْسَ الْيَوْمُ بِجُمُعَةٍ. Today is not Friday. مَا هَذَا الثَّوْبُ بِنَجِسٍ. Najis means impure. So مَا هَذَا الثَّوْبُ بِنَجِسٍ. This cloth is not impure. You got it? So jumla ismiya is very easy. It also comes in jumla fa'liya, and you can also use the word min. So ba is very easy. You add it to the khabar of laysa or ma. It just creates emphasis. Khalas. Now, it can also come with the harfun jar of min. You can also add a harfun jar min for emphasis, as harfu sila. What do we have here? What's ma? Harf nafyin. And what is rajul? What kind of word is rajul? They say nakira word. Yes? So a harf nafyin and a nakira word. When you have a harf nafi and a nakira word, what you can do, these two conditions are met. There's a harf nafyin and a nakira word. If these two conditions are met, what you can do is you can put a min before the nakira word. And what happens? Emphasis. Any. A bit like la nafi jins, like any at all. So ma ja'a min rajulin. Ma ja'a min rajulin. This min is what? Harf sila. So ma ja'a rajulun, a man did not come. Ma ja'a min rajulin, no man ain't come. Yes? Ma ja'a min rajulin, nobody came. This is more emphatic. Do you understand? So the condition number one, if there's a harf nafyin, and if the word you want to emphasize is what? Nakira, then you can add the harf sila of min before the nakira word, provided there's a negative particle in the sentence. Then this becomes what? Emphasis. And ma is the example, whether it's ma, whether it's lan, whether it's laysa, any negative particle. And tarkib, the same thing. You just say harf nafyin, you have the fa'il and the fa'il, and then we use harf sila. The issue of these now is what? The fa'il becomes majroor. It has a jar on it. The maf'ul bi can have a jar on it, depending on what you're emphasizing. But you have to understand the context. So the harakat here wouldn't tell you who the fa'il and maf'ul bi is. The meaning will, you have to understand the meaning. Everybody following? So look, let's take the first example. Ma khalaqa an-nasu shay'an. What's the tarkib of this? Ma khalaqa an-nasu shay'an. Anybody quickly? Simple one. Ma is what? Harf nafyin. Khalaqa is fa'il. An-nas is fa'il. And shay'an is what? Maf'ulun bihi. The people have not created anything. We say create, we mean here without. We don't create, we've reformed things. When we make plastic, we're just reforming and restructuring raw materials. Creation means without any material. Now what do we have? What's ma? Harf nafi. What is shay'an? What kind of word? Nakira word. If we want to emphasize this sentence, what could we say? Ma khalaqa an-nasu min shay'. Ma khalaqa an-nasu min shay'. So harf nafi, fa'il, fa'il, harf sila, and it becomes maf'ulun bihi. Do you understand? Another example. لا تضر الأصنام شيئا. So لا is حرف نفي, تضر is فعل فاعل, الأصنام is فاعل. Or we make شيئا مفعول به or مفعول مطلق. All, remember? It's also مفعول مطلق. Add a min to it, because what? We have negative particle, nakira word. لا تضر الأصنام من شيء. The asnam, the idols do not cause any harm whatsoever. Do you understand? Another example. ما جعل الله للكافرين نورا. Allah did not make for the disbelievers any nur, any guidance. What is ma? Harf nafyin. Nuran? Nakira word. ما جعل الله للكافرين من نور. Do you understand the structure, what's happening? Okay. Who else have a go at this one? Who else have a go? Muhammad, you go. Bismillah. La is harf nafyin. Good. Remember min duna? We said what min dun becomes what? Min dun means apart from, other than. So this becomes a not of the, usually comes with the word Allah. كيف من دون الله. This is the example for now. Okay, to the next one. حرف نفي يقبل الفعل لفظ جلالة is فاعل to accept. And mura'in It's from Mara'a, Yura'i, it came before. Yura'una nas. To show off. So min Mura'in, the one who shows off. Now, is this min? Yeah, min Mura'in is maf'ul bihi, very good. This min is not the harfu sila. This min is who he accepts from. So min Mura'in becomes what? Maf'ulun bihi. Khayr sarih. And then maf'ul. But you don't think khayr sarih because min is what? What kind of min is this? Is this a harfun jar min or a harfu sila min? This is harfu sila. Allah does not accept any. And salatin wa sadaqatin. Pardon me. How do we tell? That's a good question. From the meaning. From the meaning. You have to have a bit of the meaning of it. Because here, if you made this min harfu sila, it would mean Allah does not accept any show off. But it's not accepting the show off, it's accepting the deeds. Do you understand? So from the context we can tell here, Allah does not accept from a show off any salat, any sadaqah. So he has to go to the meaning. Okay? Who wants to have another next one? لا يصوم يوم العيد من أحد من المسلمين. You want to have this one? Bismillah. Lam is harfu nafiyin. Fa'al is maf'ulun fi, maf'ulun fihi, and this is fa'al. Now here you got two means. This is harfu sina, and this has what? The emphasized particle, and this is the one that is anyone. And ahadi min al-muslimin, this is the fa'il. And who's min al-muslimin? Jar majrur becomes what? Not. Because it's describing who, which one? Anyone from the Muslims. Translation will be? No one from the Muslims. Or you can even say absolutely no one from the Muslims fast on the day of Eid. Okay. The next one. Who wants to have got this one? Okay, Hamad and Company. Bismillah. An-Nasa. No, what is An-Nas? What does it become An-Nasa? You can help, go ahead. Yeah, maf'ulun bihi. Min is harfu sila. Very good, as a fa'il. Harfu hasrin. It is a lie, isn't it? So, min ajli dhunub becomes ajli dhunub. Come on. Yeah, maf'ul li ajlihi or maf'ul lahu. You got it? How will you translate this? But because musibah, you haven't done enough emphasis on the musibah. There's a min sila for emphasis. So it's a no, absolutely no, none, no, at all, no calamity at all, except because of the sin. So no calamity befalls the people except because of their sins. G. Next one, go ahead. Yeah, harf sila. Okay. Good. مفعول به. مفعول فيه. Translation. So this woman, you could put in here هذه المرأة الصائمة. So this woman did not drink any milk or no water before the azan of Maghrib. Last one. Anybody volunteering? No volunteers? Going once, going twice? Okay. Ji. Very good. مفعول فيه مقدم. Good. Good. فعل. Very good. You've got a cheat book in front of you. You mean it's harf sila? Very good. What does saqata mean? Very good. Very good. Ahsant. That's maf'ul fi. And translation. Let's just break this part down. Break the file down, please. مضاف منعود. Yeah. مما ما شاء الله أن جاء بناء غير سريع. And translation. tilka, not this, tilka is that year. So why do you put the not first? So in that year, not a drop of water. In that value, very good. MashaAllah, brilliant. So that year, not a drop of water. We bring that emphasis because of the mean. So that year, not a drop of water fell in that valley. So, what we're saying here, summary, that the harfun jar can use normally, normal harfun jarra. But if you have ba before the khabar of ma or laysa, it can be what? Harfu sila. And if you have min before a nakira word, a negative sentence, then this can create emphasis. So even the words after them will have a harfun jar on them, but they will portray what meaning? Emphasis meaning. And this harfun jar not translated as at all. It just creates emphasis. Well, it's translated, but not as from or with. The with, don't say with or from. These are huruf sila for emphasis. Harf sila, emphasis. Right. Now, once we had mentioned one point, in the books of Nahw, they call this harfun jar zaid. An excess harfun jar. The earlier people of Nahw done this. Those who came later said, no, what, they made a mistake. They should have called the harfun jar zaid. Because zaid means excess, you can remove it. And you have these hurufun jar in the Quran. So if you call it an excess particle in the Quran, it's disrespectful. So they tried changing it, call it harfu sila, etc. But it's too late. It's already got the name harfu jar zaid. So because we're learning primary, let's learn it harfu sila. But when you get higher level, they will call it what? They say it's harfun jar zaid. An excess harfun jar. But that's not a respectful word for the words of the Quran. But it's already, you can't change it now. Like for example, like the months of the year, they're actually named after like pagan gods. You can't change January and February's name anymore. It's too late. It's just things are set in stone. You can't do that. So in books of later on is called harfun jar zaid. This is a note, but we call it harfun sila. That's more respectful for the words of the Quran. But this for later on as a note. Yes? Understood? Subhanallah bihamdi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.